Good morning, my darlings. I'm just taking a walk today, and it's like a rather gray and overcast day in Paris. So I thought I would just take a walk and stop by the food shop, the natural food shop, because I wanted to get some products for my wine. So if you want, you can come along with me and we can talk about Harry and Meghan. Although I don't think there's a lot, as usual, lately, because both Harry and Meghan have been somewhat making or taking a little hiatus, if you will. But Harry did recently speak with NATO, and I did do a video about that, right? And so everybody's talking about the picture of their wedding picture in the background and yada yada yada, which I really think is not a story, honestly. And so then I heard some chatter about whether Harry and Meghan and the children would be going to, they have all kinds of wacko things in this shop. I don't even know what some of this stuff is, you guys. I really just want something like some yeast, like brewer's yeast, but I don't think they have it. What is this? This is like salt. It's like very exotic, but I don't want any salt. I'm not using salt these days in my food. Anyway, so back to Harry and Meghan. So Christmas. So I mean that the whole thing now is whether Harry and Meghan would be spending Christmas in England, and I believe I saw Sussex Squad Family TV talking about this. And I thought it was an interesting but very bizarre question at this point, is like whether they'd be spending Christmas with the Windsors. I mean, I think the obvious answer to that is no, right? I mean, obviously, I think the story was sort of dug up by the UK media because they need things to talk about. Like this morning, I saw they had a whole spread on what you call it, on royal pregnancies, going back to Queen Elizabeth, showing us all these women with their baby bumps. And I was just like, what is this? Like, why are they even doing this? I mean, is it that they really have so little news? Is it that the royal family have so little going on? Aren't there any galas to talk about? Any new tours? I know Charles and Camilla just did a tour of Australia and Samoa, but William and Kate, do they have anything in the pipeline? I mean, speaking of which, I mean, I heard that William's homelessness um, documentary, I mean, with all due respect, flopped. I I hate to be so unkind, but apparently the ratings were pretty abysmal, right? And they were comparing it even to Camilla. Camilla had done some kind of documentary that got better ratings than William's documentary, which I think should sting a little bit if you're William, right? I mean, imagine that Camilla gets more ratings than William. I mean, this is really telling. It's really telling that William doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He got rid of Harry. I mean, and I don't know that he wanted to get rid of Harry. I think they wanted to get rid of Meghan and to keep Harry because I think he knew that Harry was an asset to him in the sense that when Harry was around, there was a lot to cover the fact that William is not really doing anything. William doesn't have any real talents. He has no real ideas. He has no real charisma. Harry was able to cover all of that. Harry was like a tablecloth covering a table that was really in very bad shape, if you will, with stains and whatever on it. You put a beautiful tablecloth, no one is the wiser. So that was Harry's job, is because like William is the table, Harry is a tablecloth. So he was really covering for William and for the rest of them too, because if you think about it, I mean, if it's not William and Harry, who really is the pulse of this UK monarchy, right? I mean, who? It's Charles. I mean, I understand Charles is the monarch, but is he the pulse of it? Charles is barely, I mean, and I shouldn't even say that, but, he's, you know what I mean? It's like Charles is okay, whatever, but no one's going to be, feverishly clicking on anything having to do with Charles. Unless he did something interesting, like she started an affair with like a 25-year-old or something. Now that would be interesting, right? But otherwise, um, nobody's really, clicking on anything having to do with Charles. So it's William and Harry, and William has shown that he is, he's very milk toast, there's really not, it's like a nothing burger, you know what I mean? And without Harry, it's not very interesting. And um, so I think that, yes, he wanted to get rid of Meghan so that Harry could have a wife who was appropriately even less interesting than, say, Kate, right? So together with this wife, William and Kate would continue to cruise. Harry would be the entertainment, but in a controlled way. And life would go on, because it would be like a Meghan that would sort of electrify everything and just set everything ablaze like that. So there was that. And so they didn't expect Harry to leave with Meghan, obviously, right? But I digress. I mean, I'm really talking about, the Christmas thing and this idea that um, Harry and Meghan, I saw some headline this morning that Harry and Meghan are not invited. They were snubbed by Charles. I mean, and then other headlines wondering whether Harry and Meghan would would come for Christmas. And I was just like, I don't even, there are times when I just really can't even analyze any of this, I'm like, what are people talking about? Are we supposed to believe that Meghan in particular would leave her beautiful home in Montecito, California, where she is literally the queen of her castle, and she has her beautiful king and her two children, her prince and her princess, and things are exactly the way she wants it to be. Her home is peaceful, it's beautiful, it's decorated, she's cooking, she's taking care of her family, she's doing what she wants to do. Nobody knows anything about her business unless she wants them to know. Okay, there are no leaks. There's nobody talking to the press about her with any factual information or information that would appear factual because of, the proximity of the person to her inner circle, right? There's none of that. I mean, it's Christmas time. And as Brian pointed out over at Sussex Family TV, I mean, this is a time where people want to be happy and joyful and exchange presents with those they love and have some laughter, some cake, some good cheer, right? And given everything that has gone on in the last several years, it just doesn't appear to me that you can find good cheer with the Windsors and the Sussexes and the Waleses at this point in time. It seems that a lot of healing would have to occur privately and publicly for there to be any realistic chance that these people can really commune together and congregate together happily at a time like the holidays, at Christmas time of all things, right? So it just seems to me that the only way that Harry and Meghan would go over there at Christmas would be if they have some kind of a, not a death wish exactly, but like kind of like that, a happy death, like a death of their happiness wish. You know what I mean? Because there's no indication that anybody in the royal family really wants um, to stop all of the public harassment of Harry and Meghan and their family, and to get people to leave them alone and to reestablish a healthy relationship with Harry and Meghan. Nothing has been done publicly. And as far as I'm concerned, if it's not done publicly, then it's not authentic, right? Because you can't just behind the scenes be sending sneaky little emails and whatever, while publicly you're keeping up this facade that they are pariahs who you want nothing to do with, and then they're going to come over there and visit you for Christmas. This just isn't logical to me. I mean, I could stand to be corrected, right? I could be surprised, and I would be surprised to see Harry and Meghan going over there for Christmas. But as I said, I saw this morning that there was a headline that said they had been snubbed by King Charles, and I guess he will be entertaining everyone at Balmoral. I mean, is that even a thing anymore? I know the Queen apparently used to do that, but didn't he turn Balmoral into some kind of public um, event space or something like that? So, I mean, I find it hard to believe that he would even be congregating everyone at Balmoral anyway. But I could be, or maybe it's Sandringham. I mean, I don't know. But I could be corrected, obviously. I mean, what do I really know? But I just don't see Meghan going along with that. I mean, what do you think, you guys? Do you see Meghan and Harry, Meghan in particular, falling over themselves to go to England for Christmas of all things? I mean, I can see a different time of year when there's no, expectation of happiness or something like that, where they might go over with the kids for whatever reason, but not at Christmas when there's going to be all this tension and this, that, and the next. And you're going to put yourself in that kind of situation. I don't think it makes any sense, but I could be corrected, because when you're dealing with family, it is a complicated thing. It's not as simple as X, Y, and Z. There's always, you know, you know, extenuating circumstances and unexpected twists and turns and so on and so forth. And so, there's that. Anyway, you guys, listen, I'm in Paris, in the Saint-Germain area of Paris, and I'm just walking around and just, people watching as usual, right? So, I'm going to leave you with that one. Let me just get myself a ticket here. But I'm going to leave you here, my darlings. Do leave a comment and tell me what you think about whether the Sussexes are going to, or even want to go to UK for Christmas. And, what are your thoughts about that? And did you hear that Williams thing flopped, etc.? Anyway, see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.